We were just talking about you, dude.
What about?
How your texts are getting increasingly raunchy, and I'm sure at some point it's going to require some explanation to whoever decides to look at my phone one day when I get one of those texts.
Oh man, I've got a good one for you guys right now.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
He sent me Rule 34 while I was at the gym once, and to be fair, he did send a text after that said, "Warning, that text was Rule 34. Don't open it if you're in public." I went ahead and opened it anyway.
Oh shit. Looks like it's not sending as a GIF. It's important that it send as a GIF.
Dude,
Oh,
where do you even where are you finding these? Like, can
I
you
just
just
look up
search
I
in
just look up
GIFs
sex GIF.
in like iMessages?
No, Google.
Oh, Google.
Yeah. Actually I looked up orgasm face GIF because I was initially sending one to Austin.
hmm.
Who's
Yeah, I
watching?
Um,
really wish I could send you guys this one. It's like slapstick how how rapidly they're getting at it. But it doesn't look like it's gonna work out.
I had to explain to my girlfriend what Rule 34 was this weekend because my brother
nice.
mentioned that we had a clip that did decently on TikTok, so I had to explain to her what it was and why it wasn't weird that we each episode go on this cartoon porn website and how it wasn't weird. It's actually cool and comedically uh, there's something valuable there. But so that was a tough combo.
There isn't. There just is not.
No, dude, Rule 3, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
It's a pastime passed down through the generations.
That clip, it keeps getting likes, and I was telling Bill, I never would have guessed that would be the one.
Yeah, my brother was like that. That's not even like your guy's funniest clip. He thought it was stupid.
Dr. Hibbert Wears Blue Pants is our stairway to heaven.
It is, dude.
I've
It's
been
our
saying,
Freebird.
yeah.
Let's see the comments. It's Disco Stew. So everybody knows who it is. So I guess you're not the most autistic person out there, at least. That's
No, I felt like an idiot too after I was like Disco Stew, of course.
oh, of course. Opposite Homer. Ridiculous. Oh, that was me.
Someone in the
Can I?
comments said it might be one of the baseball players on the Springfield Isotopes, which I thought was clever. That would make a lot of sense because maybe Marge is getting ran through by the entire team.
That's
Yeah,
even.
I like the way that guy thinks. We should get him on the show.
What do you guys think? We've got the options of unfortunate fumbles. Most recently, it's got a picture of a guy falling on the floor near. It looks like he's at some sort of ceremonial banquet. He's dressed up. The table's got bunting on it. He spilled something, and then unnecessary surprises. There's somebody falling off of a skateboard so that they're doing the splits uh, accidentally. Caught on camera from 10 days ago. Over the top moments from 2 weeks ago.
I feel like
What
we
do you,
watched those last two already, didn't
yeah,
we?
they did seem a
Yeah.
little. So, what do we think? Unnecessary surprises is I think, really funny because that's a fucking stupid phrase that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb idea for a compilation. Yeah, let's do that
Yeah,
one.
what's a necessary surprise? I don't
Right?
understand. Yeah, let's
Let's
do it.
check it out.
Send that link. And then if you guys are game, and this by no means has to take very much time at all, but I thought we could like do a quick DyrdekAnon recap because I haven't read the last post we made on Mike.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Okay, and we can just share our final thoughts. It uh, doesn't have to take a considerable amount of time. But
By far
Yeah,
our
let's
least
just
popular post, unfortunately, it looks like.
yeah, and we can talk about that. You mind if I read it first before we get into it?
yeah,
Not
yeah.
one bit. I'm just tinkering with SyncTube. Let me just pause so that I'm not playing audio.
Okay, well you
Okay,
do that. I'll
you're
fill
good.
the listener in. If this is the first episode of the show that you've listened to, we have spent the past 2 or 3 months, I think, conducting this social experiment on the ridiculousness subreddit. Um, social experiment, that's kind of a charitable way of putting it, more like a sadistic mind game where we pretend to be a production intern working behind the scenes on ridiculousness, spilling behind the scenes gossip that increases in absurdity with each post. And last week was our big blowout finale. We did our last post where we just went all out, did the most freakishly absurd shit. So I'm going to read that post that we wrote now. Part 6. I worked as a production intern on the show for the past 3 seasons. Hey everyone, thanks for being so responsive to my AMA, and I'm sorry for going radio silent these past few weeks. Unfortunately, this will have to be my last post on here. I think one of the MTV execs found out about this account. He called the entire cast and crew together for an emergency meeting a couple of weeks ago and said he knows one of us has been, quote, leaking information on MySpace. Most of the producers here don't know anything about social media. He even brought in a few German shepherds with him to intimidate us and to hopefully get a confession. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear one of them was looking me in the eye and growling the entire time.
Austin deserves props. MySpace and German Shepherds, all of that was all him. We had a
Yeah.
group writing session that like made up most of this, but that was completely improvised by Austin. That was fucking hilarious.
Thank you. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear one of them was looking me in the eye and growling the entire time. It really shook me up. I keep having nightmares about the German shepherds eating me alive while Rob watches and laughs. The guilt is tearing me apart. I really want to keep this job, so I think I should stop doing this for good. I want to thank you all for the support and for taking an interest in my life with the Ridiculousness family. So before I log off for good, here's one last round of behind the scenes info. I've heard from several crew members that Rob converted to Islam last year and will make this public after he retires from the show in 2027. He plans to start going by the name Rob Al Hadeen. Executive producer Jeff Tremaine reportedly regrets helping to create the show. I've heard he feels like he created a beast or a golem that has transformed into something utterly beyond his comprehension. I'm sure you all heard last year that 10 of the show's creative consultants unionized and attempted to negotiate a better contract with no response from Superjacket. They even showed up at Deer Machine headquarters, still with no response. The situation got really heated for a while. Union members would show up to the set singing Which Side Are You On? And several confrontations happened with police. One of my bosses compared the whole thing to the Battle of Blair Mountain of 1921. I mentioned in a previous post that the show writers can usually be found hitting their communal dab pen. Lately, they've been finding increasingly creative ways of getting high. They showed up the other day with matching gas masks, each with a tube attached to the same bong. They spent the entire writing session wearing the masks. They couldn't really understand each other through them, so I'm not sure any of the ideas they pitched that day got written down. Believe it or not, there's an elaborate system of tunnels underneath Hollywood Center Studios. Most of the viral clips we air are stored on analog format, and the tunnels are used by cast and crew to transfer the laser discs between each other. My only experience in any of the tunnels was when I asked a janitor if they were just a rumor. She brought me down and pointed out ancient looking etchings on the walls by the light of a cloth and gasoline torch. Her tits were huge and her ass was like Kazwang. I meant to ask if she also had a piss fetish while we were down there, but it didn't feel like the right time. There is no shoring or electricity or any signs of power tools having been used to bore the tunnels, not from what I saw at least. When I asked how that was possible, the janitor didn't react much. She just shrugged and muttered something like always been here. And full credit goes to Will for that entire bullet point.
I could definitely hear his artistic voice come through there, especially with the part about the titties and the bazoins or whatever.
Do you want to give us like an inside the actor's studio look into the creative process behind that one?
Yeah, what was
I
going
think
on?
was it me or you who came up with the tunnels under the studios?
The tunnels was me, but the whole like meat of that thing was you. I just got
Well,
the bare concept.
Well, let me see. The huge tits, Kazwang ass, piss fetish, um, that all came after, and I wrote everything else. So my only experience, the janitor brought me down, ancient looking etchings, no shoring or electricity, always been here. That was its own thing. And then I went back and I don't know if I had used any pronouns to refer to the janitor yet or not, but I think maybe I had said him. Maybe I said he brought me down, and I was like, oh, what if it was she? And I was like, oh, it's a woman. Maybe her tits are huge, and her ass is like is annoying, and she's got a piss fetish, and so I
Oh,
tested.
yeah, naturally, yeah.
Yeah.
It's where the mind goes naturally, of course.
During one of my
Sorry. Could we just do a brief intermission here at this stage? I don't know if you were watching at all. You were probably just reading the Reddit post, but William was brushing his teeth on camera and was. Do you usually do that, like with your back arched and brushing vertically up and down into your mouth? Or were you just trying to show us that you don't have a gag reflex?
I didn't. Did it really become vertical?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, those
I'll
gifs.
send you the
Those
text.
gifs are really seeping into my mannerisms.
I think they are, dude.
Who taught you how to brush your teeth, and do you have any repressed memories involving this
Yeah.
person?
It was this one uncle that I spent a weird amount of time with.
Do you remember? Did you just like go into a trance just now when you were brushing your teeth, or what?
I don't know what it is about brushing my teeth. I don't know.
It's a very sensual experience for you.
No, it's like anything I say now is just gonna make me sound like a fucking like.
The arching on the back is really
Here, wait.
that's really what takes it to another level, I
Can I
think.
share my screen really quick?
Sure.
All right, one sec.
Did you screenshot me?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, it was so absurd. Do you see that?
Not
I
yet.
see that you've started screen sharing. Oh,
Oh, I see that.
Bro, what is that? What are you doing, bro?
the only break from the normal there is that usually I'm on my knees.
You should see him floss.
Yeah, for real, dude. Oh, holy shit, that's good. Okay. Yeah, we could continue now. I just had to point that out.
Whenever I use mouthwash, it's very messy. I go yeah, and I gag it and just like water falls down my chin. I blow bubbles with it.
Gross, dude.
I don't know. You know. All right.
Oh man, we've all got our quirks. I get it.
The dentist is filing a sexual harassment lawsuit after what you did in there last time.
He's trying to explain what it was I did, and it wasn't anything like overtly physical. He can't quite place what it was. It was just
Yeah,
the eye contact had a certain quality that he didn't appreciate.
His therapy bills are through the roof.
Oh,
oh shit.
what happened?
Who's watching the Cowboys Bears game right now? Anybody?
No, but William was thinking about a cowboy and a bear while he was brushing his teeth right there.
Nice. 18 cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch wanting to be fucked.
That's an all-timer there. I haven't listened to that in so long.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep reading the Reddit post if that's
Yeah, back to work.
um during one of my first shifts, I was assigned to organize some financial documents related to the show. I glanced at one of the files and learned that Ridiculousness apparently receives funding from the US government. Chanel must regret her decision to leave because recently she's been trying to get back on the show. I've seen her loitering around the parking lot a few times and banging on the front door, begging for somebody to let her in. A screenshot made the rounds among the crew, taken from the studio entrance's CCTV. It was of someone dressed in one of those old man who can surprisingly dunk costumes you see Kyrie Irving dress up in or whatever, leaning against a wall. Apparently, that was Chanel in disguise trying to fake out security. I also suspect she's trying to get Lolo removed from the show out of jealousy. The other day, I found an anvil hanging from the ceiling in her dressing room and an extremely lifelike painting of a tunnel on the wall. I think Chanel must have snuck in and done that overnight. Kyrie Irving, once again, Bill's addition. I didn't know who that was. Had to look him up. I guess he's a basketball player or something. I don't know. I'm way more into pre-war blues, country, traditional jazz, Tin Pan Alley
Jesus.
pop myself. So
It also, what I said doesn't line up because Kyrie Irving can't dunk. I mean, he can, but it's not like he doesn't be dunking. Anyway.
there's a lot I could say about the country music star and 2022 VMA nominee that I mentioned in a previous post. One more thing I'll share. When he guest starred on the show, he was peeing and going poop in his pants the entire time. I even heard the poop squishing around his pants as he left the studio. Boy, did it smell nasty.
That's awesome, dude.
The next one's so good.
Uh, it's hard to tell when you're watching the show on TV, but the studio seems to be shrinking. Every day it feels slightly more cramped. When Matt Rife guest starred, he even had to army crawl his way onto the stage.
That's so awesome.
We've recently been experimenting with AI to write certain segments, and Rob has floated out the idea of replacing himself with an AI hologram after he leaves the show. He showed us some drafts of the hologram during a production meeting recently. It looks nearly identical to him, but slightly more muscular and with darker skin. One of the writers was fired last month for watching porn on the screen we used to show viral clips. It was early in the morning and he thought nobody had arrived yet, but our janitor Rusty caught him in the act. Stilo's restaurant Linden isn't doing so well right now. In fact, it's actually losing money. He must be desperate because he brings in food from the restaurant every day and makes a point to eat it in front of the interns during their lunch break. He even moans theatrically and rubs his belly while raving about how good it is. I don't want to insinuate anything, but there's a serial killer on the loose in LA, and the police sketches look suspiciously like Rob. In an even stranger coincidence, I read that the killer forces his victims to watch a series of viral clips before bludgeoning them to death with a tire iron. In a previous post, I mentioned something about all the dead raccoons lying outside the studio. A local voodoo priestess parked her RV in the parking lot last week and has been there ever since, performing rituals in an effort to revive the raccoons. I keep trying to get the execs to do something about it, but whenever I bring the issue up, they get really tense and tell me to drop the subject. To be fair, she is pretty intimidating. One of my coworkers mustered the courage to try evicting her himself, but he told me that when he crossed the threshold of the RV, he broke out into a cold sweat, felt his throat constrict, and couldn't move any further. A lot of eerie stuff happens on the set. For example, Rusty swears that one morning he noticed blood seeping from the big screen on stage. Also, I was doing some work in the basement last month when I stumbled upon a tattered black and white photograph dated 1928. The guy in the photo looked exactly like Rob. In a scrapped episode from a few seasons back, we brought Alex Jones on the show. Needless to say, this was very controversial, and a bunch of crew members quit in protest. He was actually a pretty solid guest and fit in with the vibe of the show quite well, but the episode was scrapped on the spot when halfway through filming, Alex pulled out a stack of photos indicating that Rob attended the 2022 Bilderberg conference. Two men in black suits who I'd never seen before came out of nowhere and escorted Alex out.
That's
I've
so
heard from
good.
some of the veteran producers that when the show first got picked up, Rob swore he would one day rule the network and went around calling himself the Shadow King of MTV. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Here's to many more years of ridiculousness to come. And then two comments on that post. Sad to see you go. Best of luck to you in your show business career. And that was me on a third burner account. And then the other comment was, this whole post was such a wild ride of a read. Thanks, OP. And that's from Jay.
That is organic, right?
That one is organic, yeah. And I know this is a real person because he posts on r/Food Network, r/Modern Family,
What the
r
fuck?
His
r/The Middle.
his top post, or his most recent one from an hour ago, is on r/SVU, and it's a screenshot of a tweet in which somebody took a screenshot of an actor named Chris Maloney in SVU. The screenshot is him in a compromising position. He's like bent down on some pier. They seem to have paused it at a certain point when his ass is very prominent. And the original tweeter said, "How do you have such a good bum? I need your tips." Chris Maloney says, "I wanted to wear a kilt in this scene, which would have revealed his taint."
So at what point do you think we lost people? Like when
It seems like it
specifically
was
in
with
the
this
post?
this post.
No, no,
It
no,
seems
but
like it,
within
yeah.
this post in particular. Like
Oh,
what
hmm.
thing do you think
Well,
tipped?
I see three possibilities.
Rob Al
One
Hadid is
possibility,
pretty obviously a lie.
It's
well,
true.
I don't think that's any more obvious than mounds of raccoon carcasses littering the parking lot personally,
Yeah.
but
German Shepherds suspecting you of internet fraud all doesn't quite square with
I
reality.
didn't
I
even
think
put that
that's
to
probably it right there.
I didn't even put that together when I wrote that. Like that they how would they detect like they can't sniff out that I'm the guy who made the Reddit account.
Oh,
Yeah.
they can't. That's what makes it so fucking funny.
I
Oh,
didn't
I thought
even
you were
clock that when I wrote it. Like I thought that made perfect sense.
I thought you were trying to just like invoke like Nazi imagery and couple it
Yeah,
with Rob.
no, I was, but William has made us privy to a second layer of it where it also just makes no fucking sense. But
These are German Shepherds who have
Way
been trained to
better.
sniff out when someone is generally up to no good.
yeah. Well, so I see three possibilities regarding when we lost them. Um, one possibility, as you alluded to, it was at some point within this specific post. The two possibilities that I personally find more likely, either they saw that huge wall of text because that was longer than anything we've
Mm.
ever posted on here, and their stupid fucking feeble Reddit brains just, immediately tuned it out and they didn't even read it. Or um or they read the whole thing and clocked that it was fake and got it upset them so much that they maybe rage quit halfway through or just didn't feel compelled to comment because like if you look at our previous posts, two or three of them, like we really had a parasocial thing going with them, especially that guy Walt Disney Jr. Like I bet when he saw this he was fucking heartbroken.
We
I
also
think
there's
that's probably
something to
right.
that. There's something to that because we've got a ratio of one real comment to 22 upvotes.
Yeah,
Which actually does it show you if within that there are any downvotes?
I could probably look at analytics if I logged in, but I remember seeing how many people viewed the post and interestingly it got like I don't remember the specific amount, but it was like 5,000 or more than that views and a lot of shares. A lot of people were sharing it among each other.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
I
feel
don't
like
know. Walt Disney Jr. probably has it out for us now. I think we created a supervillain with that one, but
that's his supervillain origin story.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely the latter of what you said, where the people we had strung along probably got to a certain point in that post, probably very early in the post, and then realized like, oh, I've been duped this whole time. I feel fucking stupid. And
Yeah, I mean, there was even that one idiot who was defending us in the post we made where we were pretending to be somebody who has fallen, who had taken the bait, and we were trying to spur debate in the comments about whether this was a real thing. And there was a guy in there adamantly defending us. He was like, "Of course it's real." He said so many. He shared so many behind the scenes, like pieces of behind the scenes information that nobody could
oh yeah,
possibly
yeah.
know without first in like indicating why he is so confident that that behind the scenes information is accurate in the first place. Like it made no sense. I don't want to get back into
Can't
it
you
because it
tell?
drives me nuts. What?
Just aping that guy. It's obviously genuine. Can't you see all the information that he's shared?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that guy probably, he probably like doesn't even have object permanence or whatever the fuck. Like if you poured the same amount of liquid in two differently shaped glasses, he'd think it's different amounts of liquid or some shit. I'm looking at the show notes right now. I see somebody. Well, I guess before we move on from that, DyrdekAnon, any final thoughts, any final things we want to share before we wrap that up for good? Actually, one thing I remembered, I forgot to mention. Um, Last episode, Curly expressed surprise at the fact that a moderator hasn't stepped in to shut the whole thing down. And then I pointed out that one of the first people who commented on our first post saying, "Oh, this is great. Keep this up." Whatever. One of the earliest people who fell for it was one of the
Yeah.
mods. I looked on the moderator's Reddit account, and this really says a lot about the kind of person who posts on r/ridiculousness. Their other posts were in like high schooler subreddits, and they were asking for help on like applying to colleges and stuff. It's like a
That check.
17-year-old.
Yeah, I guess that does check out.
That's a crazy like extracurricular to have as a high schooler.
Yo,
Pillar of the ridiculousness community.
Do you think he's putting
That
that on his college apps?
that he's interested in higher learning at all is an anomaly that cannot be explained.
I
Yeah,
know.
for real. Honestly, shout out to that guy for retaining some kind of intelligence and still being a fan of ridiculousness.
He used to be a genius level intellect.
Yeah.
Ridiculousness has brought him down. The colleges that he's applying to are DeVry and ASU Online.
I would speculate that I have two things on DyrdekAnon. I would speculate that the one comment that we got on that post, because it was so absurd, that's got to be either a bot or someone on the show who's just trying to stir engagement on the subreddit and create like some kind of fan base or cultivate a fan base, an active fan base. And
I really don't think anyone on the show is putting in that much effort or paying that much attention to anything.
I mean, I don't think Rob is, but I think he could have paid like college graduates trying to break into the entertainment industry and pay them like minimum wage and just be like, go on Reddit and, you know, keep people engaged in the show.
Yeah, I bet one of the producers has a kid or something who gets put on Reddit duty.
Yeah, something like that. And then after the success of that, fellas, what subreddit are we infiltrating next?
I don't know. Austin, care to comment on that wry grin on your face?
William, I let him screen share too long, and before we knew it, there's a picture of Judy Hopps from the movie Zootopia, and she's gigantic and also a BBW and has huge tits and a fat puss.
Yeah, she's a BBW. A big, beautiful webbit.
Yeah, yo.
It's inevitable. William is inevitable. You can't it's like playing Russian roulette when you give him the share screen.
Man, a lot of people not only want to fuck Judy Hopps, but they want her to be
Okay,
500 feet tall.
this one is stirring something within me unironically. Another Godzilla size Judy, but definitely an alternate take on the physique. Well-known football players on the topic of the football game that you're watching.
Oh, sure. Yeah, do Travis Kelsey actually. That'll be interesting.
Oh, we're gonna see some Taylor Swift.
No, the
Oh no,
deep
and you know
fakes. The
what?
deep
Yeah,
fakes.
they don't do deep fakes actually. There's not gonna be any football players on there. Maybe do Kansas City Chiefs or something.
We've got Kansas is apparently the name of a few furries.
It's all just furries. Dude, the AI porn is getting uh
I think if we
it's
search on
past
Google,
it's past the uncanny valley. It's now just like realistic enough that it's just plain creepy.
yo, who is this
Oh,
supposed to be?
we found Travis Kelsey, Rule 34. Okay.
Who is that boy?
It's a good question.
He came all over a twink's face. That's pretty benign for Rule 34. And then this
Oh,
is him and his.
It's the Kelsey brothers. They're being milked.
Yo, that is good shit. That's
So
awesome. It's
fucking true.
it's the Kelsey brothers, and they're tied up in leather harnesses. They're on like sex swings, and their
Why is
dicks
this
are.
so believable?
Oh, that's really gross. Oh, I see. Their dicks are attached to some sort of apparatus that sucks all the juices out of it. And
The Kelsey brothers are participating in the big agriculture version of prostate milking.
yeah, and also I don't know if you noticed, it takes a keen Rule 34 eye to notice, but they're also being fucked with dildo pistons while that's happening.
I
Um,
saw it.
I really want that to be put on the big screen at a Kansas City Chiefs game.
Well, I tried to look up a YouTuber, like a woodworking YouTube celebrity Rule 34, but nothing came up. This is interesting. Some Alien versus Predator came up in that search.
I'm gonna cut your screen sharing right
Can I
now.
have one more shot? One more shot at
Yeah.
it?
Okay, one
No.
more. You get one more.
Oh, I got it.
Choose wisely. Neil
Oh,
deGrasse Tyson.
Please give me something.
Yo. What?
There's no explaining it.
Yeah, that's someone trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Not really this not doesn't hit the same.
I kind of like that one. That's kind of artistic.
This back one? Back this one right here?
No, I know the previous one.
No, I mean, not really, is my take. Is that it for Neil deGrasse Tyson?
All right, revoke his
How
privileges.
how does he factor into oh, he's in the background. Okay.
Well, DyrdekAnon, any final thoughts before we move on from that one for
Man,
good?
It was a wild ride.
it was it was my everything. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Marge.io, that's what.
Yes. Yes.
But first, should we
We gotta pop the show on, yeah.
yeah, we should watch the show for a little bit. I also see on the show notes somebody put Wisconsin on there. What is
Oh
that all
yeah,
about?
I went to Wisconsin a couple weeks ago, and it was a weird place, dude. So
I've
like
heard it's a shithole.
it was pretty nice. I mean, there's like everywhere. There's like pockets that are nice and pockets that are shitholes. Um, anyway, so they do this thing in Wisconsin
Mm-hmm.
called fish boils. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It's
Bro,
where
that is not a Wisconsin specific thing.
no, it is. It is. You can look it up. It's a I mean like they do fish boils everywhere, but a Wisconsin fish boils it's like its own thing. And it's just all these Midwestern people sit around outside and watch a pot that's boiling fish, and you just sit there and you watch it for like 20 minutes.
And then you eat the fish, yeah?
And then you eat the fish. Yeah, but it's like an activity. It's like that's what like people do on their Saturday nights is they go to the fish
Now,
boil.
is it important that they be looking at the pot, or is it just there and they're also there around the pot?
No, everybody watches the pot.
What?
It's like an event. It's like a show. It's like the hibachi of Wisconsin. There's like a guy and he's explaining all the shit to you, and there's like a big flame at the end when they boil the fish.
Did you go to this?
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I have a way to make you I know how to make you understand. Imagine if you and your buddies were sitting around watching a 500-foot tall Judy Hopps with her pussy out.
yeah.
Oh, I'm imagining it. Yeah. Oh, Wisconsin. Whoa. Oh my goodness.
What?
We gotta go back. Cause Wang. Am I right?
We're at Chanel.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin, are we going to the Chanel? I don't even know what she's going to be doing there. I don't know if she's going to be performing music or
She's going to
stuff.
be doing her country music, I bet. Yeah, there's a
Possibly.
yeah,
See.
for the listener, there's a Chanel West Coast concert coming up in our area, and I was seriously flirting with the prospect of going there and plugging this show somehow, doing some sort of
Would you get?
shenanigans.
Would you guys mind pirating it and just we post it to the Ridiculousness YouTube?
That is one thing. I was thinking of like heckling her or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that could be done.
I think we should just go for shits and gigs just to have a good time. I think it'll be funny as fuck on its own.
I would if it's on a weekend.
Let's see. Okay. Looks like tickets are $55. Dude, $100 for a pre-show meet and greet with Chanel.
Do
Should
it.
I, should I get that?
We'd
You
have to
should.
say something funny. I guess we could just tell her about the podcast.
Yeah, we could just be like, hey, will you plug our podcast? We watch your guys' videos and we react to them, and we're very reverent and pay a lot of respect to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Just get a recording of her saying that and make that our intro.
That'd be pretty funny.
Hopefully she would know better than to
Is
do
she on
that.
Cameo? We could just pay for it, maybe.
Yeah, I've thought about I've been meaning to look for something like that. But real question is Kane Brown on Cameo?
He's
Chanel
on,
West Coast
he's
has
on a
been.
different video-based site where you can request for the performers to do
Oh,
things.
holy fuck. Wait, listen to this description. They really did her they gave her quite the description. Chanel West Coast has been entertaining millions for over a decade, from her quick-witted presence on MTV's Ridiculousness to her engaging reality TV appearances.
Very engaging. I found myself engaged.
I want to remind you that show lasted one season, so
It engaged for one season.
yeah.
I'll correct you there.
All right, they're reacting to a video of some sort of bison going up to a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
You know, Buffalo. Oh,
Oh, they were
wait a
fucking.
second. They use their horns and scrape out a hole in the ground, piss and shit in it. He's wearing a Mind Right sweater.
Yo,
That's good.
Yo, I kind of want to get that sweater. That's actually kind of tough.
It's kind of tough. It's called wallowing. What buffalo do? They use their horns. They scrape out a hole in the ground. They piss and shit in it, and then they roll around in it so that they can get pussy.
really?
Yeah. Is Steelo wearing a Nathaniel's hot dogs trucker hat?
What
It's
is that?
Nathan's Hot Dogs. I'm
Oh,
just saying it's
curly,
Nathan.
curly.
It's a respectable brand they built up over the years.
I've never heard of this. This is a hot dog
Yeah.
restaurant or something?
Never heard of Nathan's Hot Dogs?
No.
Like the hot dog eating competition?
Um, maybe I've seen it on TV before. I've seen those hot dog eating competitions on TV. I don't know.
Damn, you guys don't know your dogs.
The only time I've watched like a live broadcast of a hot dog eating competition was it was a very high class yet feral rager on Cape Cod. And to give you an idea of the everyone who was there was rich, but to give you an idea of like the caliber of person who was there was a woman who attended that party who accepted a drink at that party and in doing so ended a 30-year stretch of sobriety.
Wow.
I know Hot Dogs by Blind Lemon Jefferson, recorded in 1927 for Paramount Records.
Holy shit. Are you guys seeing this clip?
That's an interesting one because it's got this ragtime flavor to it, and he normally
Bro,
doesn't do it. He's a really versatile guitarist. That motherfucker had range.
we don't give a fuck.
Yo, what the hell is he doing? What is he doing? Did you see that? Bro.
I thought it was going to be a louder fart.
Well, first of all, your farts never pick up on the mic, so that just looked like you presenting your ass to us.
My underwear ass. I wasn't.
Holy shit, Stilo is dressed like a dumbass motherfucker right now.
He looks like, who does he look like? Doesn't Paddington
No
Bear
one.
wear a little hat like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks like
Paddington
Paddington
Bear.
Bear at a music festival.
He looks like Paddington Bear who just knocked up some hippie bitch on MDMA after Tame Impala finished their set.
His set. It's one guy.
No,
Did you guys know that?
I mean I wouldn't know because they're not pre-war blues, country, traditional jazz, Tin Pan
You'd be
Alley, pop,
surprised the
ragtime.
influence is there. It feels like we only go to the 10-cent movie show. So, Marge.io.
Yeah, we can get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the business proposal I started drafting. Give me a minute. While I do that, do you care if I um, provide some context?
Who's you? Me or I don't care.
I was gonna do it if you don't mind. We're now that
Oh
we're
yeah.
done for the listener. Now that we're done with the our whole Reddit caper, we're going to start a new scheme where Rob Dyrdek has a venture capital company where it's called Dyrdek Machine, and you send him a business proposal, and if he likes it, he'll invest in your startup. And we're writing a business proposal that we're going to send to Dyrdek Machine for Marge.io. It's a proprietary machine learning algorithm that covertly optimizes ridiculousness content to attract viewers of Marge Simpson Rule 34. We're going to pitch this to
Well,
Rob Dyrdek.
I want to perhaps contribute to that description, suggest a slightly alternative angle, which is that we are all consumers of uh, Marge Simpson Rule 34, even if we don't search it out on the Rule 34 website. Insofar as Marge Simpson had like, it's not that we've discovered that like. Although now that I'm thinking about it, we were talking about how like I think the original idea was that a shocking proportion of the internet is literally going and looking at Marge Simpson Rule 34. But as we discussed it more and more, I became fond of the angle of like Marge Simpson is just the bedrock of the current uh, collective unconscious of humanity. Like she is the central symbol of womanhood and desirability, both for men and women. Men want to effer, women want to beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So by taking advantage of that, anyway, and it's not even specific to Marge Simpson. In my view, it's like uh, we have a software system, whatever the fuck you are the details are, where like we're tuned in and we have discovered how to target that underlying subconscious force within human desire, which is currently occupied by Marge Simpson. But like
Right.
as
That
the AI arms race increases in velocity, we will remain at the forefront because we will know what's in the back of everyone's minds right now, which currently is I want to fuck Marge Simpson.
yeah, that's going to be our selling point to Rob is that Marge Simpson is kind of like the currently the most widespread, most popular instantiation of this mother fertility goddess archetype
Yes.
that spans space and time. and
She
and
is the modern era's fertility goddess. Yeah. The modern
right,
era Willendorf of Venus.
and Rob needs to capitalize on that in the context of ridiculousness. So can I can I screen share the executive summary that I wrote?
Is that in the 9-1 show notes? Oh no, it's not.
No, I haven't shared this with. I
Okay.
actually haven't shared this with you.
Yeah,
Just a
yeah, yeah.
second. Okay, Curly, I need you to focus up.
I'm listening.
Okay.
So is it that she's like is the fertility goddess synonymous with like being like the it girl, like Sydney Sweeney, Marilyn Monroe, or is
It's way more. It's
It's
way
deeper
more
than
than
that.
that. It's way more than that. She is. There are these archetypes in the collective unconscious, and they take many forms throughout human history. And she's kind of like the latest form that this particular archetype has taken in culture.
And
You know.
not over the course of a Sydney Sweeney movie release or a Sabrina Carpenter album cycle, over the course of a generation. Like our research is unique in its in the area into which it offers insight, and we have discovered, like a new species or a new element, we've discovered that this deep level of human desire and consciousness exists in the first place, and also that Marge has just over the last several decades supplanted the original fertility goddess as depicted by the Willendorf Venus. And
Mm-hmm.
we've also engineered a process by which we can project from our analytics who will be the next Marge.
So does this executive summary look like is this proper formatting? We've
oh,
got
I mean, I think you can do whatever you want.
we've got the
Yeah,
problem
we want
statement,
it
the
to look good.
proposed. Yeah, do we are we covering all our bases here? I have the problem statement, proposed solution, key findings, projected benefits, and implementation overview so far.
I think this is really good.
Okay, and then after that, I started getting into the project background, and I haven't completed it yet. And then I got this. I'm we're like talking about evidence. Should I read all this off? Would that be interesting?
Yes.
I think definitely, yeah.
Okay, so I'm for the listener, I'm about to read off what we have so far of the Marge.io business proposal we're going to send to Rob. So it starts with the executive summary problem statement. Ridiculousness social media content struggles to capitalize on the little known link between average monthly internet traffic and animated Marge Simpson themed pornography, or Rule 34. Proposed solution. Our company proposes the implementation of a proprietary machine learning algorithm that optimizes ridiculousness content to attract viewers of Marge Simpson Rule 34. Key findings. Data from cybersecurity firm Fortinet indicates that 41% of global internet traffic in 2024 was driven by Marge Simpson Rule 34, a 3.3 time increase from the previous year. A clinical study conducted by the Stanford University Department of Biology found that after being exposed to Marge Simpson Rule 34 over the course of several weeks, 87% of male chimpanzees came to prefer the animated pornography to sexual intercourse with their female counterparts. Anecdotal evidence from psychoanalysts across the globe suggests a spike in sexual dreams involving Marge Simpson among patients over the past decade. The Natural History Museum in Vienna, Austria, reported a 74% increase in foot traffic after temporarily replacing the Venus of Willendorf figurine with a substitute dubbed the Venus of Margendorf. Projected benefits: two-time increase in social media followers, grow from 1.51 million YouTube subscribers to 3 million by the end of the first year, 60% increase in YouTube viewer retention with an accompanying boost in advertising revenue, establish ridiculousness as a thought leader in the Marge Simpson Rule 34 space, future opportunities to launch ridiculousness branded Marge Simpson Rule 34 merchandise. Implementation overview. Phase 1, months 1 through 3, 3-month pilot program with a small segment of the ridiculousness fan base. Phase 2, months 3 through 6, full scale deployment of Marge.io across ridiculousness social media channels. Clips from the show will be optimized to feature computer generated imagery of a nude Marge Simpson in various sexual positions at key moments. Phase 3, months 6 through 12. Post deployment, the algorithm will be continuously monitored and retrained to refine Marge Simpson imagery in real time according to global internet pornography search trends, maximizing performance and effectiveness.
I think that's awesome, dude.
And Austin, we could perhaps as a top sheet to this packet, since we're gonna print it and send it over to the Beverly Hills HQ. We could make the top sheet the Marge.io logo that you and I had been workshopping, the pixelized sort of 8-bit hyper simplified representation of yellow face,
Right.
towering blue hairdo, and a little splotch of white on the yellow face, and maybe a little bit on the towering blue hairdo.
Yeah, yeah. Should I? The project background is where I'm stuck. So why don't we brainstorm for that right now? I'll read off what I have so far, and anything that you think I could add, we'll just shoot out ideas. But what I have so far is okay, project background. Over the past 14 years, MTV's Ridiculousness has established itself as a staple of the American popular imagination. But for all its cultural weight, the show has experienced significant challenges with capitalizing on a rapidly growing market. Fans of animated pornography, or Rule 34, featuring Marge Simpson, a main character on the long running animated sitcom The Simpsons and the beloved housewife of the show's eponymous family. Data from the world's leading cybersecurity firms, public health agencies, and universities shed light on the recent growth of this market. Most notably, in its annual report on global internet traffic, cybersecurity firm Fortinet found that 41% of global internet traffic in 2024 was driven by searches for Marge Simpson Rule 34 and other keyword variants, including Marge Simpson R34 and Marge Rule 34. Notably, Fortinet's 2023 report indicated these searches made up 12.42% of global internet traffic, and in 2022, this number was reported as just under 5%. Data from other cybersecurity firms confirm this market is growing at an astoundingly rapid pace. A 2024 report from Microsoft sheds light on its more specific variants. For example, the company found that inquiries into Marge Simpson titty fuck made up 12% of that year's internet searches, whereas Marge Simpson bukkake made up a whopping 33%.
I think we keep all of that, um, but cite it less as the headline and more as the symptom. Like, this is it surfacing,
Mm-hmm.
but even those people who have never heard of Rule 34, without their knowledge of it, are being affected by the iconic sexual uh, status of Marge Simpson creeping into the the collective subconscious, and
So
we can subliminally take advantage of all of that.
I think that's where we could get into the stuff about like reports from psychoanalysts and
Mm.
the chimpanzee study and stuff. Like,
Maybe Marge.io uh, something like everyone's thinking it. I'm just saying it like Marge.io. We're all thinking it, now market to it or something like that. That's clunky. Um,
we're all gooning to it. Now invest in it. I don't know. Give us money.
Marge.io. There's something we could. There's a
Well, the
there's
motto,
a
the
way. I
original
mean,
motto you came up with was "It's time to be brave,"
I
and
did, yeah.
I
That's
wanted to.
yeah. No, go on.
If you want to stick with that motto, I wanted to tease it out in the project background, like explain it and
I
why that
well
indicates our
that
what that indicates about us as a company.
because that was the facet of our conversation where we were like, Marge is one example, and as this relationship, like we this is revolutionary. Like the link between um these whatever I mean to say, AI, whatever fuck shit. The link between the like capitalist computer arms race and the consciousness of the human beings that are receiving its messaging like this is a cutting edge insight, and it's only going to become more and more necessary to have such cutting edge insights as the arms race uh, accelerates, and Marge is going to be supplanted, and the next one is going to supplant her at a faster and faster rate. So that's what
Okay.
it means by it's time to be brave, because like right now it would be unthinkable to take into account imagery of Marge Simpson with big hot white goop dripping off of her chin, but give it 2 months and that will be dining room table talk in middle of
No, that's going to be Wisconsin fish boil talk.
Exactly. I wonder. I kind of like just making that the slow, like ending with that and just leaving it like open ended. You
what.
know, just ending on that. Marge.io. It's time to be brave.
Yeah, maybe we're over
No
explaining.
explanation. I feel
Yeah.
like it kind of speaks. It speaks for itself. It stands on its own right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
I
any
think I
case,
think we've got the content. It's a matter of like simplifying and clarifying and like making these hooks, like
yeah,
making the idea more digestible and then more appetizing.
yeah. And okay. Yeah, that's good advice in any case because I'm going to keep these first three paragraphs I cooked up where I'm just talking
Absolutely.
numbers and data, but after that, I will um kind of zoom out and like emphasize this as like part of a much larger picture, right?
Maybe we could incorporate some of the iconography of the Simpsons couch gag, and we have like a very uh like iconic couch gag, like not too much going on that's specific, but just what you expect to see with like the normal couch gag, but the place of Marge, like she's her it's just a white silhouette of her or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Was there something that you said about people having dreams of like killing Homer Simpson and having sex with Marge?
Yeah, that was the dough complex. That's going to be one of the psychoanalytic findings. Yeah, the
The
dough
dog
complex,
complex.
where psychoanalysts across the globe report not only a spike in sexual dreams involving Marge Simpson among their patients, but also a spike in dreams where the patient kills Homer and fucks Marge, and psychoanalysts are dubbing it the dough complex.
Um, it's definitely funnier to call it the dough complex. I'm just trying to remember out of curiosity. What was the actual verbatim stage direction from the script that the voice actor read
Oh,
as
annoyed grunt.
Lloyd Grant? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the framing. I guess it doesn't really matter. But if the framing is like we just go to ridiculousness and say like there's declining viewership since Chanel left or something, social media engagement isn't up to industry standards. Here's our solution. Here's what it is. Rather than like ridiculousness isn't capitalizing on this thing that we found.
I
Do you
think
see what
that
I'm saying?
that's I like that feels a little bit more rooted in reality than any of the other stuff that we've got, and would work as a good hook to then involve all of this stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah. I'll write that down. Explain where ridiculousness is failing.
And then I love the
Another thing,
idea of like framing it as like an arms race, like how I don't know, like making it a parallel between like big tech AI arms race and then trying to frame it up as like this is the next arms race. You guys better like get in on this early before,
Yeah.
exactly,
Disney
Okay.
outplays
and
you.
part of uh,
Part of the initial discussion was making mention of how opportune it would be for, like, the reason why we're going to Ridiculousness is that they already have such a dominant stake in MTV's TV, like, programming output and their online compilations. Like, no one even comes close in terms of quantity. And if we were to combine that with the quality of targeting that we can offer, that dominance would grow by orders of magnitude.
Dude, you're convincing me right now. Like you're persuading me that I don't even know what you're talking about anymore, but you're persuading me that this is a good idea.
Say that
It's
one more
it's
time,
excellent to it's well, okay, well, so that,
just so
like,
I can get a note. Just like tell me what to write for a note.
okay, we're
The
coming to Ridiculousness
yeah.
because no one rivals its total volume of output as broadcast television and YouTube content. And
Right. And that makes it especially conducive to like
these vast trends, like
yeah.
these ubiquitous trends, but also, to whatever degree this could be phrased in a way that's like attention grabbing, the proportion of how much attention they already capture by pure brute force of output, the proportion of that to how effective they're being about capturing that attention is, like, they're way off. Like, they could be doing so much. They're kind of just it's like right now they're flying bombers over World War II era Japan and dumping many tons worth of pamphlets out the bomb doors, whereas we could give them a strategy that would be the analogous, like, Hillary Trump Facebook targeted tailored advertising in comparison to dumping pamphlets out of an airplane, like,
Yeah.
they've got the quantity. They're nowhere near to as well targeted as they could be, and we have this, like, content targeting insight that applies to all viewership, like, it just
Yeah.
intrinsically to all human audiences. Maybe we can throw something in there about, like, you don't even need to be from an English speaking nation. Like, Marge Simpson imagery is so widespread.
Well, I was
The
meaning to
universal
allude to
language.
that. Yeah, I was meaning to allude to that in I was going to allude to that when talking about the psychoanalysts. Like it's different countries that are reporting this trend, you know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the monkeys.
Well, I could read this thing about the monkeys, but before I do that, regarding the arms race, when I harp on that in the project background, just to be clear, is this a Marge Simpson arms race, or is Marge Simpson part of the broader AI arms race?
Marge
No,
Simpson
I
is
think it's
like,
a separate thing. You just draw the parallels and say like Marge Simpson as this archetype or whatever is going to be the next AI in its scale and impact. And you need to get in at the ground level. And I would take what William said and I would just tweak it slightly and say that like ridiculousness is like our preferred partner of who we want to like implement this technology with, but we're going out to every entertainment like possible entertainment company, but we think it's prudent for you guys to get in on the ground level of this because you guys have these advantages. Your total volume output is most conducive to this, but also we're pitching it to everyone because we think it's such a profound paradigm shift, you know?
I
Yeah,
think I
more
think it's
more keep the business lingo coming. This is exactly what I needed. I was like at a fucking what do you call it,
That's
writer's block moment
Oh.
earlier this week with that stuff. So sorry, what were you gonna say?
I think it's like within the AI arms race, it's like so far it's been a matter of competitively improving the quality of the technology. But what we're offering is a information, like actionable psychological information that is as revolutionary as the AI itself, and which, in combination with the AI, represents a like a new generation of the ability to target any given human being's awareness by not picking off an individual trend, but tuning into this background radiation that is present even in monkeys. And simply by, it's like poisoning the water main, but with cum drenched Marge Simpson, and everyone drinks that water. I don't know. I'm not.
But what is the arms? What are the arms here? Marge Simpson technology
More,
in general, or
it's more the depth of our research and the
Yeah, so you think it's more of just we have this thing, it's already like in crazy in terms of like the profundity of it, and we're willing to sell it to the highest bidder. Here's why you should be interested.
and it's only a matter of time before some other company comes along and decides to capitalize on this in their own way, right?
Is that what you mean, or no?
um I mean, all shit to that effect. I'm just saying, like, right now, like this would be a great leap forward in the existing AI arms race, which is now like
Okay.
only focused on the technology. But what we're offering is a new dimension in which this heightened technological ability would be combined with unprecedented psychological insight so as to eclipse all other attempts at marketing, because we would, rather than focus groups, like this is, we have effectively put the entire population of the earth through a focus group with this research and gotten one answer, and it's an answer that nobody else has gotten yet. And in combination with our relatively simple ability to target that vulnerability within any viewership, the numbers are going to be historic, never before seen.
I like it.
So it's a leap forward for the existing AI arms race, and it simultaneously ushers in a new era of
In the business of people.
a new era of human consciousness, really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can make reference to how so much rhetoric on the topic of AI has been dedicated to this hypothetical combination of AI and humanity, but that area of thought has been sort of grasping for a specific example. It's only really so far been advanced as this hypothetical. Like, what if we were to take this scary robot future that everyone's afraid is going to make human beings obsolete and combine it with the best of humanity? But nobody knows quite what the best of humanity really is representing in that idea. And what it represents is Marge Simpson is mommy, and me want fuck Marge Simpson.
I gotta go.
You're really you're only cheating yourself here.
Can I read the next page first?
This is like
Here's another page. Yeah.
Yeah.
this is like J. Robert Oppenheimer asking you to lunch and you saying, "No, I gotta go." He's saying, I am become death, the destroy, and you're like, hold that thought, Jay. I gotta go.
So we're gonna in the uh, in the executive summary in the key findings section. I was thinking I would um, tease out each of those bullet points and go into detail about the study with the chimpanzees and the anecdotal evidence from the psychoanalysts, the reports from the Natural History Museum in Austria, etc. And so I got started on a detailed look at the study on the chimpanzees. So here's what I got so far for that. In a 2019 study conducted by the Waisaka Lab at the Stanford University Department of Biology, researchers exposed a group of male chimpanzees to animated pornography involving Marge Simpson over the course of 3 weeks. Throughout the experimental timeline, the pornography gradually increased in extremity. The chimpanzees were exposed to a still image of Marge Simpson performing fellatio on her husband during the first session, whereas in the final session, they watched a high definition computer generated video of the Simpson family matriarch engaged in polymorphously perverse group sex with fellow Springfieldians, ranging from Apu, the beloved owner of the Quickie Mart, to obscure side characters like Hans Moleman. And then a footnote here reads, in a fascinating turn of events, the chimpanzees became highly aggressive when Dr. Hibbert appeared in the video without his trademark blue pants. Researchers found the chimpanzees quickly lost interest in sexual intercourse with their female counterparts and instead began to prefer masturbating to the Simpsons themed pornography. Notably, these results were not observed in a control group exposed to pornography involving other animated housewives, including Family Guy's Lois Griffin and the Flintstones' Wilma Flintstone. Thus, while solutions offered by competitors like Lois.io may meet certain needs, research indicates our product provides a more robust, scalable option. And
That's
the
so fucking funny.
the name of that study, which all credit goes to William for this, Population Decline in Marge-ified Chimps, Stanford University, 2019.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
This is our magnum opus.
So I guess the next order of business then is going to be expanding on this project background with just all the ways that this is indicative of something much deeper than mere internet search trends, right?
I think I agree with that, but I want to add a caveat of the way that this is laid out right now. I don't want it to be like whoever. Realistically, we're gonna mail this. Who knows if anyone's gonna read it? If so, maybe one person, and it's gonna be this binder or whatever, and it'll be we want it to be like attractive top sheet, something digestible and attention grabbing, and not over the top like graphic references to sex, just like a seamless blend from
Not right
something
out the
that really
gate,
could.
anyway.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's going to be rife with it, but we want to like carefully time the creeping in of that sort of thing, the way that you're
Yeah.
touching it in this like academic language. But at first, I want it to seem like really genuinely a flashy, well presented business
Yeah.
proposal of something that's just like specific enough to seem attractive, but vague enough to not yet reveal that it's all about Marge Simpson's tits.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I gotta hop. This is beautiful though. I'm excited about this.
Okay. See ya.
Do you have
Yeah.
Minecraft? Oh fuck, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we should
Curly,
all three play.
Curly, do you have Minecraft?
On what? I don't. I've never played it. What is
On
it?
what? Says,
Never played it. Wow.
or you
I
gotta
played it like 2 times on my like one of my friend's Xboxes or something.
get Minecraft.
Does it do you can you have it on Switch? If you can play it on Switch, I'll get it.
Yeah, I think so.
Just do it on your laptop.
Okay. I'll look into it. All right. I'll see you guys.
Okay. See ya. Do you want to keep going for like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I feel like we can squeeze something out. Do you want to look at a subreddit, or do you want to watch Ridiculousness, or do you want to do something completely different?
What do you have in mind for completely different?
Nothing. I was just gonna give you the reins with that.
I'm gonna Google wildest subreddits.
Well, it has to be drug related.
Oh, we've
That
got dark and creepy subreddits too.
that
Oh,
seems like our niche.
is there r slash what's that called?
You mentioned deliriance a few episodes
Yes,
ago.
that's exactly the word I was trying to think of.
You want to try it? See if it exists, and then if you don't mind, I'll be the one to screen share it. It's just easier since I'm
And you don't want me
recording.
to suddenly pivot to the 34. I am not finding it just by searching r slash deliriance. Do you want to try searching it on? Well, we've got just a post on r slash schizophrenia. My life is a permanent delirium drug trip.
Well, yeah, no shit.
But should we read that specific post?
Is it funny?
I don't know yet.
You can go ahead while
Let me
while I get my Reddit pulled up.
let me skim it. No, it's not funny. Um, I'm on Reddit now and I'm searching deliriance r slash drugs.
Maybe I bet there's one for a specific deliriant.
Datura.
What about 2CB?
The number two and then C and then B.
Yeah, that's a research chemical, I think.
R slash all caps sex on drugs. Finally got my hands on 2CB.
Oh, r slash
Oh,
2CB exists.
it does, and also it seems to be a trend that people do while fucking. It says took 2CB with my wife for the first time last night. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Question mark? Question mark?
Okay, we're doing this. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna
On
screen
r
share.
slash. That's on r slash all caps sex on drugs. I'm gonna wait. Did you find that post already?
Oh, do you want to look at sex on drugs or 2CB?
Well, it seems that this sex on drugs post is about 2CB. I'm down for whatever or both, but we should read that post about the. This is this
Okay,
is
let
this
me
is a post on the sex on drugs subreddit, which has to do specifically with 2CB.
okay, got it. Let me introduce this very fast. So, for the listener, about a month ago, we came up with this segment that was originally conceived as subreddit roulette, where we pick a random subreddit and read posts off of it and react to it. And then it quickly became just us gravitating to drug related subreddits. So I wanted to take this opportunity to rename the segment from subreddit roulette to making fun of drug addicts. So if you're just tuning in, this is making fun of drug addicts. And we're gonna be covering 2CB today. And this is a post from r slash sex on drugs, as William explained. It's titled "Took 2CB with my wife for the first time last night. Is this how it's supposed to feel? I finally got a hold of some 2CB, Regent tested and confirmed. My wife and I tried it last night in preparation for a future Nexus flip. Don't know what that means.
What the fuck is that?
The presses were allegedly 28 milligrams, so we cut them in half and each took a half. Assuming they were underdosed, I was hoping to get about 10 milligrams with each half and take it from there. Yeah, that's something you should do when you're taking drugs. Assume everything is underdosed. Great strategy. So here's his little trip report. An hour and 15 minutes in, I can feel something, but it's so light that I don't know if I'm making it up in my head or not. So I decide to eat another half a pill, and my wife wants to wait a little longer. Holy
Can I
shit.
pause real quick?
Yeah, yeah,
I
go ahead.
hate the way that I hate the way that he said an hour and 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
He wrote 1:15 HR. I don't know if that's some weird European shit. Either way, unacceptable. Sorry, go on.
I mean, I just can't believe. Right. I mean, first off, assuming it's underdosed and taking
Yeah.
probably more than he should have, and then an hour in, redosing again. Fucking insane. 2.5 hours in, whatever the something is slightly stronger, but still incredibly underwhelming. The TV is a little more interesting, but not much. Wife and I'd both take another fourth of a pill. Holy shit. 3 hours and 15 minutes in. Again, slightly underwhelming and can hardly feel anything. We decide just to have sex and call it a night when suddenly I started playing with my wife's breasts and grinding into her body. I eventually grab her and make her sit on top of me while we make out, and suddenly a flip switched in both of our brains, and it became an incredibly passionate makeout session. Clothes came off, and she was soaking wet. We had sex, and it was incredibly passionate. I couldn't believe how wet and aroused she was. Once we finished, we ate some fruit and ended up falling asleep pretty quickly. While the sex was very passionate, it seemed a little underwhelming from what I've read here on Reddit. Is the stuff I bought just super weak and we need to take more? Or is this about what you would expect? I was expecting something close to MDMA or LSD. It was passionate, but this was nowhere close to Molly or acid sex.
A flip switched is the least descriptive language he used the whole time. He used most of his descriptive language to explain that he didn't feel something until about 4 hours in, and then he didn't go at all into detail about what it was he felt. He was just like, for once, my wife was horny, and we were both kind of weirdly high.
Yeah, so it says a lot about his values in life that he's speaking more sensually about taking drugs than having sex with his wife.
Yeah, honestly, that does paint a picture. His mind power is focused equally on his frustration and detailed analysis, his obsession over drugs not quite kicking in fast enough, and him trying over and over to get them to, and then the other half, him having sex with his wife.
My favorite comment on this thread: what is 2CB? And speaking of which, shall we get into r/2CB?
Yes.
Okay, this post was the proverbial foreplay. Now we're
Foreplay and
about to what?
if the foreplay and initial dose.
Yeah, yeah. This post we just read off was this was just like the TV is looking a little more interesting. Now we're about to get into some real
We're about
wet
to be.
arousal.
I'm about to not even be able to believe how wet and aroused you.
I'm gonna read the about part of this subreddit r/2CB, the original and only subreddit dedicated to 2CB, the psychedelic phenethylamine first synthesized by Alexander Shulgin. This subreddit is to promote harm reduction and safety, promote the knowledge and awareness of 2CB, and to be a safe space for constructive conversation. Please note that this is not for 2CB FLY or BK2CB discussions. They may have 2CB in the name, but they are completely separate substances. Okay.
Cooked.
I
Whoever
know
wrote
that.
this is cooked.
By the way, I know that character wasn't a B.
I think it is a beta.
Okay, beta K2CB then. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Um, anyway, first
All
post.
of that is just general. Like the whole second half of that paragraph is just knowledge that you don't. I could never be caught dead having that knowledge. That is the knowledge you have in your head when you have really made a fucking mockery of the gift of life you were given.
Why is this the here's a post. Why is this the best drug ever? I'm new to this, so don't flame me, but I've only taken it once and wow, it was more than anything I could have gotten out of LSD or shrooms. The visuals are so hard to comprehend. I'm going to try more with a few tabs and see how visual auditory effects can be toyed around with. But other than that, I would have thought this is just something that is meant for wooks. Guess I'm one of you guys now. Top
Oops.
comment. A wook is just someone who's into psychedelics, I think.
When does that come from?
I'm not sure. I only know it because I only know it from like Grateful Dead meme pages. Not that I like the Grateful Dead for the listener, just so we're clear. Welcome to the party. Agreed. 2CB is slept on. It's like LSD and psilocybin met and had a baby. And then meanwhile, mescaline and MDMA met and had a baby. Then by some miracle, those two babies met and they fucked. This would be the shit they birthed. Guy really
Those
thinks he's
two
a
babies
fucking.
met and they fucked is something that should have been deleted as soon as it was typed.
I think he took that from Pineapple Express, that movie. Yeah. I'm gonna find a different post. This one's not that entertaining. Let me know if you want me to stop at any point. And by the way,
I trust you at the helm.
Okay.
So this is a deliriant 2CB is?
This is a psychedelic.
Oh, okay. Special K goes so insanely well with 2CB. Yo, what?
What the fuck? It's a picture of Flat Stanley, and the title of the post.
This is what 2CB feels like for me.
This is what TCB feels like for me at a high dose. Everything loses meaning and stuff begins disintegrating into simple geometry and shapes. Anyone else?
Also, can we take a moment to appreciate how fucking bad they are at sourcing and posting an image? This appears to be, is it a screenshot or a picture of a screen in which Flat Stanley appears as the main picture of a different Reddit post? I can tell from the up and down vote buttons.
Yo, you're right.
What a
It,
fucking dickhead.
this isn't just a picture of Flat Stanley. This is of a picture of a Reddit post
And I think it's a picture of a screen displaying because
on a screen. On a screen, yeah.
it's angled within 3 dimensions. Bro, open a new tab and Google Flat Stanley and save the image. For
Maybe
God's
this was deliberate. Maybe this is what 2CB feels like, specifically this like way of looking at Flat Stanley.
that is a possibility which I doubt in the strongest possible terms. I think this person's mind is wasted.
Someone said, "Yeah, my house looked cartoony, like from the 1950s style one time." Another time I was sitting outside looking at my car and it looked like a cardboard cutout. It was weird as fuck. Funny though.
Okay, that honestly, the imagery at first of like just a car looking like a cardboard cutout, kind of cool sounding. But if you zoom out just slightly and think of a person just sitting outside of their house, idly looking at their car, being amused, what a fucking loser.
Oh, that's the problem with drugs, dude. It's because when you're on a drug, something like that feels like you're doing something important or cool, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was thinking about it recently. My brother mentioned this way back when like he was just like, yeah, it's pretty simple why drugs are a problem. It's just a reward, like an unearned reward,
Yeah,
like in the limbic system.
right. Feeling depressed after. Here we go. Took 2CB for the second
Terrible.
time. Had a great time, but the couple days after, I have been feeling pretty depressed, cried a lot, and had a few panic attacks. I feel a similar way after Coke, but this has been more intense than anything I have experienced. From what I have heard, most people don't get any real come down from 2CB, and I felt pretty normal after the first time I did it. So I'm wondering if anyone else has experienced this or knows any way to calm it down. Weed has not helped. Not sure of the exact dose, but it was just one pill. One person responded, and the comment has been removed. So, real supportive community we've got here. This person has now killed themselves.
I'm imagining the toxicology report that comes out, and they're like, "Looks like they died with 2CB in their system. What a fucking loser."
The last thing they saw was Flat Stanley.
Flat Stanley
Bro,
driving by in a 2 dimensional car.
this guy posted on r/2CB, is 2CB worth trying? You know all the answers are going to be yes.
Get some really interesting answers and post that question on a Baptist Facebook group.
Is 2CB worth trying? So I used to abuse a lot of MDMA and lost the magic. I've heard 2CB is a good replacement. My friends said you're more likely to have, holy shit, I want to break down the fucking spelling in that. My friends, no apostrophe to indicate that it's possessive, said you're, YOUR, more likely to have TOO. That sentence wasn't even, that was not even a complete sentence. There were already that many fuck ups. My friends said you're more likely to have a bad trip on MDMA than 2CB, even though it's a psychedelic. Is this true? Is it euphoric? And for the people who have tried it, is it worth it? I've never done psychedelics before, so if anyone could explain the 2CB experience to me, that would be great. Um, I wouldn't say it feels like MDMA, but it's definitely an MDMA replacement. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, that's dumb as shit. That could be said about anything.
My body felt amazing. I felt like I was a warm hug for a good while. Not I felt like I was being given a warm hug. She felt like she was a warm hug. Do you like weed? 2CB by itself isn't really my favorite, but mixed with weed, I love it and have had moments, short-lived, of euphoria that were more powerful than MDMA. The euphoria on 2CB also feels more natural to me. Yeah, if the substance has a fucking number in it, I don't think you could describe it as natural. You know,
Interesting,
here,
interesting little linguistic artifact that we happened upon there. Them using the phrase "killed the magic" to describe ruining their low tolerance for a substance so that it's no longer as enjoyable. It's a very whimsical way of describing slowly chasing the dragon out of the first high region and into the chemical dependency region.
things to do on 2CB while chilling at home with friends. Going to be having it for the first time with some friends on Saturday. Don't have any raves or anything like that to go to. Just chilling at home with some friends. You
Okay,
said
too
that
many
three
mentions of the
times.
friends for there to be any friends involved.
What do you do on 2CB while you're chilling at home with friends? You know, I'm going to be hanging out with some friends on Saturday. We're thinking about doing some 2CB. We're not going to a rave or anything. I'm just chilling at home with some friends. Any suggestions on what we should do when I'm chilling at home with my friends?
By the way, anybody want to be one of my friends?
Get hold of stuff to make and blow bubbles. They look so pretty in the old 2CB.
Good God.
Lot to unpack there. First of all, it's interesting he's not suggesting like bubble solutions specifically, just anything that you can blow bubbles with. Like that could be a lot of different things.
Especially if you've got that many friends around.
Yeah, yeah.
That's quite specific.
This is about to turn into 2C Bukaki. Thank you very much.
May I suggest you post a post on our slash UCB, which is simply that word and nothing else.
2C. This is about to be 2C Bukaki. The game Viewfinder is very compatible with 2CB Headspace. I think that's like the children's toy. It's not a game.
No, there's a video game called Viewfinder. It's kind of like
Oh,
that one where the chess piece shrinks or grows depending on your perspective of it. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. Maybe this is a
Um,
really old guy and he is talking about the toy.
the zebras are unreal on this specific batch of 2CB I took. No, I'm looking at Google image results for the Viewfinder video game, and it's just like, yeah, fucking with
Bro,
perspective.
the Viewfinder went hard. Did you ever have one of those?
Yes, yes, I did.
Yeah, I had one with like I had a Toy Story disc, reel, whatever you would call it. I think I had like a Monsters Inc. one. I think there was a Berenstein Bears one I had too. It was none of no nature imagery. I was into the cartoons, which is weird because like if you want to look at it, you just put in the VHS. Like, why did I need the viewfinder just to like look at screen caps of movies that I've already seen?
I don't know, but there's something to it. It's like watching a movie in a VR headset. It's like, yeah, you could watch it on a screen, but if you look at it in the viewfinder, you can't see anything else.
Yeah.
Um, how do you remember Berenstein Bears being spelled?
Uh, well, I know it's stain. It's S
Yeah, but
T A I N.
it's not actually. Like I know that it is factually, but are you a survivor of the Mandela effect of that one?
I never gave it much thought until I became privy to the Mandela effect. So I never had a chance to determine whether I'm a survivor of the Mandela effect with
That's
that one.
fair.
It is STAIN, right?
Well, is
But
is
you insisted, right?
in this dimension, yeah, but I was not born in this
I'm actually a survivor of the Mandildo effect.
dimension. Growing up, I don't remember getting fucked in the ass, but now all of a sudden, I got fucked in the ass. That's awesome.
Play amusing music, dance, have great sex. In that order, nothing else will come close.
Shut up.
Strip Mario Kart tournament.
Sounds like a horrible time. Can you fucking imagine?
Take a walk to the forest. You are having many adventures. At home, it is meh.
Homeless people be like. Also, strip Mario Kart tournament. You imagine you're grinding out Rainbow Road, and it's the 15th minute of your friend having his flaccid dick out, sitting cross-legged on the carpet in front of the TV.
Look at aerial footage of landscapes and volcanic eruptions. Not kidding, this is my go to. Look at the wall.
Oh man. This subreddit is a fucking.
Gosh, when I was in the throes of my weed habit, I remember one night I got high and stared at the wall with my mouth agape. That was not a proud moment. That was a rock bottom moment for sure. Music videos, full live concerts, and hear me out TV commercials. Commercials purely exist to elicit an emotional response, which is great for all psychedelics. Plus, it's low key common for them to be weird as hell, especially Super Bowl commercials, which is awesome for a trip. Holy fucking shit. This guy must be fucking 70 IQ. Like, already taking 2CB and watching commercials, like, that speaks for itself. But then to say about Super Bowl commercials, like, oh, they're weird as hell. Like, I see, like, I know what he's talking about. There are these Super Bowl commercials that, like, because they want to be talked about the next day, they want the product to be discussed the next day, they want to go viral. They kind of have this like surreality to them. And I know the type of commercial he's talking about, and I see them, and I'm like, wow, what idiot like what idiot thinks that is like genuinely weird or like transgressive, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking commercial, but this is apparently that guy. Like he watches Super Bowl commercials the way you're supposed to watch a fucking David Lynch movie or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe if he was talking about like vintage commercials, maybe he'd be onto something there. But to be seeking out TV commercials speaks to such an enormous amount of time on your hands and fucking nothing to do. Like, commercials. That's like, what's really nice on 2CB is just the bread. Like, you know how when you're having sandwich, bread is good? Try the bread. Like, fucking Jesus Christ.
I recently watched Pixels 2015 on 2CB, but was hella drunk, so I can't really remember much. You wouldn't remember much of that movie if you were sober, so nothing to worry about. Scarface is crazy good on Sykes. I recommend checking that one out. Like, it's some obscure fucking sleeper hit. Wally was a great time. That's fucking ironic that
The
movie's
movies
about
that
you.
mentioned in that post are Scarface, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and Wally. 2CB user starter pack. Those three movies. The rage and mental quietude that exists in these people's personal lives.
Bro, the same guy commented again. Take a walk to the forest. You are having many adventures. At home is meh.
That is disturbing.
You are having many adventures.
Yeah, that makes me think I might be in a coma.
Because I feel like this isn't yielding as much as some of our other subreddit endeavors. If you want to, I did stumble upon a really fucking cringe subreddit recently that isn't drug related. If you wanted to bend the rules a little bit and look at that, it's r/nihilism.
Oh God.
It's so fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, no, let's go to r/nihilism.
All right, folks. r/nihilism. I feel existentially bored with life.
It isn't just anhedonia, I don't think. It definitely contributes to the boredom I feel, but the boredom itself goes much deeper, I think. I've kind of spent a lot of my life on autopilot, thanks to having a lot of unfortunate shit happening to me constantly. I'm at a crossroads in my life, though, where I feel I have to do something, like post on Reddit. They didn't say that last part. Recently, about a month ago, I tried to commit suicide. This is sort of contextual, so bear with me. I did it because I felt, among the feelings of being a burden, of feeling that time is gone and that I've wasted the years I should have spent developing as a person, messing around, forming an identity in my head and losing it all to depression. That sense of existential boredom, the feeling that above all else, above all of the depression,
There could never be anything that would make me feel less hollow. What the fuck did he say? What was that sentence? I tried to commit suicide. I did it because I felt that sense of existential boredom, the feeling that above all else, above all of the depression, there could never be anything. Okay, that could make me feel, that could lessen the feeling of hollowness. Okay, that didn't make any sense. There could never be anything that would make me feel less hollow. Made it sound like the feeling that he was describing was like he couldn't feel any less hollow. He was the most full he'd ever felt. Anyway, no
Right.
action or place or idea or anything. I hate the idea of having to contribute to a gigantic bureaucratic, technocratic machine that doesn't care about me at all.
Oh my gosh.
I have the idea, I hate the idea of having to conform to social norms or have a family. Don't worry. Or do anything. I feel viscerally disgusted by the way that our lives are sort of treated like metrics or units. Not because life is valuable, in quotation marks, or something, but because it just feels like it strips you of all autonomy.
They always show their ass
Show their
like
what?
that. They always show their ass like this. Like he's posting on r/nihilism about what a big nihilist he is, but then he reveals himself as like, I detest that we're treated like metrics or units. Oh, but definitely not because life is valuable or something. Like, no, that's
Oh,
clearly the
oh yeah.
underlying assumption there. You know what I mean? Am I
It strips,
wrong?
it strips you of all autonomy. Not that autonomy has any value of anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I think that's why I tried to commit suicide. Because, in part, I wanted to exercise autonomy. Also, in part, because death, to me, could mean anything. It's the end point of our human subjective experience. And I legitimately felt that no matter how unknown it is, whatever came from death would be more satisfying than this. I failed, obviously. I'm not dead. He didn't say I'm not dead. And I was filled with even more boredom and absurdity after. But, anyways, I can't imagine my soul. I find nothing in this world fulfilling. I can't imagine anything that exists satisfying. It feels I'd need nothing short of some sort of enlightenment. Or, oh my fucking God. It feels like I'd need nothing short of some sort of enlightenment or capital G gnosis in order to be satisfied. And then, new paragraph. Does anyone feel this? Holy shit, dude.
I'm also enslaved by capitalism that
Oh
also.
my God.
Whoa, this sentence doesn't even make sense. I'm also enslaved by capitalism that also subverts the society we live in. My life is also trash and I'm depressed as well because I live in a fragmented society where my existence doesn't mean anything and I'm basically invisible.
It's a fucked up situation, they
It's a
say.
fucked up situation. Wage slavery and current economic and cultural conditions definitely contribute to the issue and nihilism.
This is called depression.
If you're a nihilist, though, why are you griping about how your existence
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything under like the current like social conditions you live in? I don't know. You slave without getting anything in return. You are cooked in a social, cultural, and economic context, and life appears to be nothing but a slavery in favor of a corporation that doesn't care about you and will forget about you 1 second after you die. You don't have any cultural and political representation, but you are expected to meet certain expectation. This creates inadequacies that cause nihilism and misery. Life
It sure
nowadays
does create inadequacies. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Life nowadays is about paying government debt, taxes, inflation, slaving for an ungrateful entity while being largely invisible and non existent in a social and cultural perspective.
Good
You don't
God.
have a community, a sense of belonging, cultural representation, etc. You only have consumerism as a cope. In it, oh, I left the subreddit. Whoops. Um, this subreddit, these people are inadvertently doing what they set out to do because I'm becoming a nihilist myself, just being exposed to the sheer stupidity and utter lack of dignity with these fucking people.
Maybe we're the stupid ones, and this is all cosplay.
Yeah.
It's all tongue in cheek. Like none of this is sincere.
A lot of memes, a lot of very unfunny memes. Just gonna skip through those. Is anyone else just existing? Yeah, you're definitely the only person who does that. Yeah. Um, okay, this is good. Got laid off. HR literally laughed at me, so I made an album. Nothing matters anyway. HR laughed and said no when I got laid off and asked for a performance review before I left. I had been working my ass off at this company for over 6 years. That was the moment it really hit me. The people in charge don't even pretend to care anymore. My whole industry is collapsing. This administration's obsessed with censoring speech instead of saving jobs. And the future of work is a sick joke written by parasites gnawing on a dying planet. I've been a nihilist my whole life, but lately it feels like reality caught up to the philosophy. Debt is infinite, art's a commodity, intimacy is dead because of social media, AI gets a paycheck before I do. Collapse isn't coming, we're already in the rubble. There's no empathy left, no shared humanity. We worship billionaires while billions starve, predators run free, and people still kneel for them because money is the last religion. Friendship feels this really isn't that entertaining. A lot
Link
of
to the album in the comments, though.
okay, let's see the album. That's what I wanted to get to. Wait a minute. No way.
You saw the comment under that?
Yeah, let me read that before we get in. So somebody he posted the link to his album and somebody said, "Did you complain about AI in this post and then
Oh
use
my God.
Sumo to generate an entire album?" Fuck,
You
fuck,
see,
shut
you
up,
see
shut
the
up. It's playing in the other sorry. The album started playing in my headphones. It sounded like fucking shit. Okay, go ahead. What?
Did you see the comment in response to that comment in response?
Okay, yeah, this guy said apparently the album was AI generated, I guess, and then the the guy responded, OP responded, I avoided AI until I realized resistance is meaningless. This administration has already locked in 10 years with no
What a shit
regulation,
bum.
while corporations exploit it without shame.
Oh, I can't listen to it. I
I
can't.
work in entertainment. I've been told to my face my job will be replaced by AI.
Oh no, did
Boycott
someone tell you to your face? Fuck off.
Boycotting won't slow it. Dude, this guy's a production intern on Ridiculousness.
I was thinking that.
Boy, boycotting won't slow it. It just erases independence first. If the
Just
noose is
smoke cigarettes in the ancient cave system underneath the studio that I work in. Rob doesn't even know I exist.
if the noose is tied, it fits every neck. Whoa, dude. So I used the same tool to make this album, layered with my own beats, guitar, and sound, because meaning is only real if you seize it before everything swallows you whole.
I'm
What
I'm
does that
starting
mean?
to given the like incessant nature of this writing voice, I'm starting to think that these comments themselves are AI generated.
Maybe.
It's all just like one semi-specific thought and then three sentences that are kind of just like, yeah, kind of themed on the current year, but mostly just something that you'd find when you Google the word nihilism.
Also, every word in the writing is mine. I don't even think GPT would allow some of these lyrics. And if it does go anywhere, it won't. If it does go anywhere, I know the people who can make it happen live. Oh my gosh, he actually thinks he thinks somebody's gonna make it happen. Holy shit. And you'd be shocked how much of the real music on the radio right now is AI slop already. I'd rather independents use this tool before the corpos realize it's dangerous and take it away from us.
Corpos. Oh my God. Wait, go back down. That's so funny. Zero upvotes on that comment.
Yeah, and if you want to listen to this album, it's called Crash Out, and Crash is stylized CR2525H. Oh, no, I guess that's the. Hmm, okay, well,
Songs for the beige apocalypse in parentheses.
oh my gosh. Yeah, and apparently the album was AI generated with some input on his part. And that's really interesting to me because when he was bitching in the body of his post about AI, and then somebody in the comments pointed out that the album was AI generated, I thought his response was going to be like, it's social commentary, it's conceptual art, something like that. But it's almost
It's
worse.
just like
It's
it was kind of hard to make it myself, so I used
exactly.
AI.
Well, exactly. Like it's almost extra hypocritical that it was not entirely AI generated, because at least then he would have the cover of like I wasn't even trying to make my own thing. This was like purely a statement of some sort. But like the
No,
fact
he
that
kind of tried, but he needed
yeah,
AI's help.
yeah, the fact that he had his own input, it's like clearly the AI was like a last resort sort of thing.
On
Yeah.
some level, you did all that. You made us read all this bitching about AI, but on some level, you're like, it's also kind of convenient.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo, we should I have to go now, but if this is still
we
funny.
should directly message him and troll him and say that we're big fans of the album.
Oh, well, that'd be funny too. I was gonna say like we should do make a post on here. Got laid off. HR literally laughed at me, so I made an AI waifu. Nothing matters anyway, and then link to our AI porn chick in the comments. All right, I think we've got plenty. I'm so fucking hungry. I need to go eat. Okay, I can't hear you right now, but I'm gonna assume you said goodbye. No, there we go. Okay.